Hi, this is Lynn. I wanted to make a video on my plastic audit. I mentioned in a previous video that I am trying to reduce the amount of plastic that I have in my home just because I want to eliminate microplastics from the environment. I think that other materials are more durable, will last longer, and are classier just to have at home. And I don't need a lot of one-use plastics around. So might as well get rid of them and see how far we can go. So I wanted to kind of tell you, I wanted to be mindful of what I have that's plastic, and some things I'm just going to hold on to, and hopefully this can be a jumping off point for where we can reduce that amount and keep moving forward with the Zero Plastic Initiative. So here we go. All right, office space plastics. I do have some plastics here. This light is encased in plastic. A scrapbook has plastic pages to protect the photos. This is a whiteboard that I've got some magnets that are some plastic. A lot of them actually aren't. This is fabric, and which is actually my preference. This is fabric, but a lot of these I kind of was sent in the mail, and I think that they might have some sort of plastic covering these magnets. But super cool. If I were to unsubscribe from the miscellaneous charities that I support, then that would be reduced quite a bit. And as it is, I have gotten fewer little pamphlets, which is pretty stinking cool. So let's see. But markers, a lot of like pens and things have the plastics. This clock, plastic. This actually is upcycled. It was a DVD case, and now it is a cute little photo frame. So that's plastic, and I did splurge, and I bought a little wind turbine that is also made out of plastic. It's a kid's toy, but it actually works from what I have been told. So you can put it out in the wind. I of course built it on a not windy day, and so I just kind of played. I also bought rechargeable batteries because you can recharge the batteries, of course, using the wind turbine. So I had to use up the batteries, and I do not have any reason to have batteries in my house except this can be rebuilt into a little car that uses a battery. So I built the car first, and I just let it run around my kitchen trying to waste battery just so I could re-get energy in that battery using the wind turbine. And I ran out of patience, and it just never happened. But I love wind turbines. I love reusable energy. So this guy stays. Let's see. This chair, I did get a couple chairs that will be durable for outdoors. And so that will probably stay. We've got some plastic bins that I wanted to use as storage, so I kind of made them cuter using denim and old, Mod Podge pages. I have just a few, just maybe one or two glasses that are plastic. This is a little cute water bottle. This was for a bachelorette party. We were being nerds. But just a couple sentimentally, someone designed this for me, glasses. And that's, if I have brought that water bottle to the gym. And so that's nice. Also the glass, if I do have kids coming over and if they can't handle glassware. There's no glass, or there's no plastic in here. I think, my French press has a little bit of plastic involved. So a little bit of French press in that design. A little bit of plastic in the French press design. Plastic in the pantry. Let's see. I did try to buy in bulk, so that would mean less plastic over time, but it is still, plastic. And I do try to make amends with the plastic that I get in these. I use these bags for trash bags, and if I accumulate too many, if I'm not making enough trash, I end up taking these out into the neighborhood and picking up trash that way. So that way, no plastic goes without purpose, because that's taking more than I'm giving. So it is on hold because it is winter right now. So I've just got an accumulation, and I also moved a few times. So that it did go out the window when I was kind of in transit between houses. But it'll be back, and that'll be fine. So trying to reduce that amount. Again, these are a huge sack of potatoes. Trying to buy in bulk, not the individual packages of popcorn, but the big bag. This is actually, these noodles did not come in this plastic. I was reusing this bottle from, that's a nut bottle. It had peanuts in it. And I wanted to reuse that as a Tupperware. So that's reusing plastic that I already had. So bulk, but that's a little bit of plastic there. Oops, I'm sorry. This is Tupperware. I got this as a housewarming gift when I moved out to my first apartment. I got some from a friend, and I did get some, I think, for Christmas. And those actually do come in handy when I buy like a huge watermelon and I want to freeze it. So they do stay. I do keep these because then I can put the watermelon in little containers and I can take it out of the freezer over time. More bulk foodstuffs. Ice cube tray is plastic, and that's just so you can get the ice cubes out. So that's kind of essential to the design. We got seasonings here that are in plastic, and I could have gotten the glass jars, so that's something to be mindful of. I could have bought in bulk as well. I did actually have plants with some of the herbs, but I went away for a long weekend and I did not water them, and they were all pretty much dead when I returned. So that might be something to get back on the docket, the herb plants. I bought the huge thing of yeast in bulk, and then I had to put it in a Tupperware, and then for portable reasons, I think it was put in this bag so it didn't yeast everywhere, because I think there's a tiny hole in this Tupperware, which is reused from Chinese takeout. See, medicines, and just like I'm vegan, so I do take supplements because I probably do not get enough in my current diet. So I am taking calcium because I don't drink milk anymore, and just a daily vitamin to get everything in. Lithium is actually for mood stabilization. I was just trying it. This is actually an experiment to see just what it does. So that's pretty cool. Tried all those, but yeah. And birth control. Birth control also. I'm not ashamed of birth control. So that comes in plastic too, and I do not know how to reduce that. This is actually salt. This is a little container. I guess I do have measuring dishes that are also plastic. And I think this is plastic around here, but it doesn't look like it's plastic. And that's just how the implement came. So all right, this suitcase actually is full of old CDs and DVDs, which are, of course, plastic. So luckily, of course, the world has gone more digital. So we got art right on the top, but that's not plastic. But so I've got a couple of cases here, just old films and things from life. But like I said, now everything is digital. CDs, movies, all digital. You don't need the CDs anymore. You don't need the cases anymore. So all that has been streamlined. A lot of this is actually fairly old. So I did kind of jump on the digital train there, and do not have anything too modern. Fairy lights. I have them I think I have 5 strings. I bought them for a gathering at work. I worked with adults who have special needs, and we were celebrating the Disabilities Act. It was having, I believe it's 31st anniversary. So we had a party. It was a big thing with the mayor chiming in. And so I bought the lights, and I loved them. They add a little bit of ambiance. I don't really plug them in too often, but I'll pull them out at Christmas too. So they're all year round and also holidays, and it's just to add a little bit of fantasy to the everyday. Board games, a couple of them do have plastic pieces. Planters, these are plastic. They came that way. This actually had a different plant in it, so I am reusing planters, which does help with my plastic footprint, I suppose. Cords with plastic protective coating, scissors with plastic, recorder is plastic, case for harmonica. Generally, those things are just for protection and to help. Well, the scissors are, practical usage, but these are all practical. So could find a different case for this, but this is also probably 25 years old, 20 years old. So we'll just leave the plastic at this point. It's old enough. It hasn't been waste yet, and it probably won't be. It's still solidly built. So this one will probably last for a very, very long time. Guitar tuner. So that's got a plastic case. And I do have binders, which are made out of plastic, and that is to kind of help organize some of my materials. And we could get that fancy and I could scan it all and print it off as books, but I don't know if the payoff would be worth that. So in the meantime, I do have plastic binders. Giant Tupperware for moving. I know I used to also use these Tupperware as tables for painting because they were plastic. I felt perfectly confident in just getting any sort of acrylic or watercolor on there. I did not care. And so they're very practical. They won't disintegrate. If I did need them for storage, I could put them in a basement and not worry about moisture or flooding getting in there. So they are very practical to have. Air purifier is in plastic. Old jewelry, I think I do have a few plastic pieces, but I think most of it is metal and glass. Otherwise, I found that a lot of this had soap in it for traveling, and then I just used, and it's just regular Tupperware, I guess. I didn't think that that's one thing. Growing up, we had a fancy soap case, and then we had just plastic bags, but I found that just using regular Tupperware suited me just fine. I didn't need to go out and purchase a fancy soap case. Granted, how did I use the soap? Will it still be acceptable for this Tupperware to be used in a food preparation fashion after using the soap? That's at your discretion. This was an experiment to combat depression, seasonal affective disorder. So this was an experiment, not a usual purchase, and it was in plastic, and it's just going to be in plastic. If anyone wants to be light bronze, please let me know, because I still have a lot of it in this container, and I don't need that much fake tan in my life. So also this, I have a lot of dry skin in winter, so this was to combat that. Petroleum jelly. Let's see. Toothbrushes, plastic, that's for safety. I do know that these have been a lifesaver. I never flossed until I got these, so unfortunately this plastic is probably going to stay if I want to protect my teeth long term. Let's see. Otherwise, more floss, a file, whatever those are. This I got as a cute little thing. I don't remember where I got this, frankly, but I haven't used it, so maybe I will. Hair scrunchies have plastic in the elastic. Plastic wrapped bathing things. This was actually a gift. I did a bathing experiment around the Christmas holiday, and so I was gifted bath salts and bath bombs. Otherwise, I would say this is a lot of plastic. This is my closet of plastic, and some of it, this is in bulk. So that was that. This is cleaning supplies, so it'll hang on, chemicals for cleaning. And that's just, I have been reusing the Windex bottle. That is now vinegar water. So that is being reused, which is good. But a lot of these hygiene materials are in plastic. Contact lens solution. I actually got the nail polish remover to get epoxy off the floor of my last apartment. I did an epoxy project in the basement, and I got epoxy all over, and it was not good because I put cardboard down, and it was terrible. I felt so bad. But these plastic gloves are for garbage cleanup outdoors. So I will use those for that. I just have a couple scrub brushes for the tub and whatever needs scrubbing. These are glass, so that's good. First aid kit is wrapped in plastic. I did try an experiment where I was using less water to bathe. I was using wipes, and so that's where that came from. And I do think that was a worthwhile pursuit, and I will continue to do that. I still have the container for this was needed for COVID times, but also just in case I was feeling ill. It's always good to be able to check your temperature. So, more vitamins. Yeah, and here's my stockpile of the food wrappers that I will use as garbage bags. So these things, vinegar bought in bulk, but I use that for cleaning. So some of these I tried to buy in bulk, but face moisturizer, you're not going to find large containers of that. And I do have very dry skin, so I need the moisturizer, and I didn't want to go to the store just for that. I ended up purchasing it through Amazon. I got like a bunch of bottles of it. Soap, lotion, I did purchase. It's in plastic. Deodorant is in plastic. So I did get a duster because my success rate of using rags to dust was negligible, and I used this when I was a CNA, and my success rate was far greater. So I thought that would be a good thing to introduce into my rhetoric, because then I might actually use it. So, and I have been. So that's good. good experiment. But yeah, so this is a place that I could reduce plastics quite a bit. Again, wipes, I know, guilty pleasure, definite waste right here. Plastic shower curtain, plastic loofah, plastic shampoo conditioner, and a plastic timer. Also plastic, plastic toilet bowl cleaner and plunger. Bulk toilet paper wrapped in plastic. I got this drain snake from my apartment as a welcome gift. That is plastic. And some of those scent things, I was also gifted those as a housewarming. And this bag, I think, was probably belonged to my mother at some point, and I think she let me use it, and it just kind of became mine over time. But it's got a few, like, it looks like there is a floss, and there's I think, a hair gel. Razors, a bag of razors, so more plastic. Also in the wardrobe, not counting microplastics in some of the fabrics, though some of these are definitely more plastic than others. Got hangers, plastic hangers, and that was just easy, no rusting, which was good, just practical. And those were purchased a long time ago, probably when I went off to college in 2008, 2009-ish. So those have not been waste, and I mean, a few have broken over the years, but they'll probably stick around until they are no more. They have been grandfathered in. Some plastic up here. Compass is plastic. Fishing kit. So it does look like there is a lot more work that I could do to get rid of plastic in my life. Some things are just practical and are necessary, like the plastic Tupperware for getting the bulk food into the freezer. That's going to stay. Just the plastic recorder case. I could replace it, but then, I could sell that little, sell the plastic one. It has my name Sharpied on it from when I was in probably first grade, second grade. So that would probably end up as garbage. Might as well reduce that amount of garbage, keep the plastic, and not worry about replacing that. Just keep it simple. But a lot of hygiene materials, and you're kind of going to see that, a lot of health supplies, beauty supplies. Those are going to be plastic, and we can reduce that quite a bit. So maybe I'll make another video to see about efforts in that sphere. Otherwise, thank you for coming for my plastic audit. We'll see you next time.